Hello everybody and welcome to our Let's Play of Banner Saga, the first one, or I'm sorry, the Banner Saga. I know very little about this game other than it was a Kickstarter game. It's a strategic RPG. I think it's inspired by games like Final Fantasy Tactics, and it's popular enough to not only get two sequels, but to get a trilogy release. So, let's just check the options. Normal, language, English, audio, subtitles on. Don't know what this is. It's a Triforce, except too many. Let's go with the eye. Alright, so let's see. Story of the Banner Saga changes based on your choices you make. You will occasionally switch between lead characters, witnessing the story unfold from different perspectives. I also know that there's permadeath in this game. And you can't save everyone. The gods are dead. Okay. In their wake, man and giant survived through a tenuous alliance, driving black destroyers called Dredge deep into the northern wastes. Now is an era of growth and trade. Life goes on. Only one thing has stopped: the sun. Oh, that's not good. Kind of need that. Stoic.
Að sjá dreggjana á ferli neðanbor. It has been several long months on the road. The first signs of snowfall accost us on our approach to Strand, largest of the trade cities on the Val-human borders, and our last collection before returning to the capital. Several days ago, the sun simply came to a stop in the sky. Though during these long winter days, none of us can be certain how long it has been this way. Some of the men in the caravan have taken it as a dire omen. I am not quick to superstition, but I myself will be glad to be done with this year's rounds. We have been warned by stranded travelers about brigands on the path through Ridgehorn, our road home. Our captain seems unconcerned. Perhaps he is as eager as I to be done here. We will rest here this day and inquire further when we speak to the governor.
I mean, the sun's just stopping in the sky. Even if you don't believe that's an ill omen. Nice horns. Is this some kind of civil war going on? Okay. I feel like I'm interrupting. Okay. You have just arrived in time. The chieftain in red and his men are now looking at a tougher fight than they bargained for. Use right stick to pan around your surroundings. Zoom in and out with R2 and L2. Press X to continue. These portraits show the order of initiative, taking turns from left to right. Oh, I see. Your allies are in blue and your enemies in red. Okay. Movement happens before action. Use the ring. This ring shows your shield banger is active. The blue tiles around is where he can move. Some characters fill more tiles than others. Yeah, I can see that. Horned allies are a race of giants called Varl, who take up 4 tiles each, while humans fill a single tile. This can have a huge impact on your strategy. Use the left stick to choose a tile, and then X to move. Okay. Enemy tiles are red and pulse if the enemy is in range. To target nearby enemies, use the left stick to select the action icon and press X to target the enemy. Okay. You could choose either to attack the enemy's strength or break his armor. Oh, okay. The number beneath each icon, 2, 5, show the damage that you will do to that stat. Okay. Well, he's got 4 armor and 5 strength. So if I choose armor, I'll... Oh, no. So if I choose strength, I'll eliminate all of his strength. Is that his health? Strength counts as both health and damage. The cost of a loss of 2 strength means you'll do 2 less damage. If strength falls to 0, the character falls in battle. Armor blocks strength damage, but can be reduced by a break attack. By breaking armor, you open them up to more damage in the future. I see. The mini only has 5 strength remaining. A strength attack will kill him. Okay. He's down. Each time you make a kill, your renown grows, which is used later to improve your character. After taking an action, your turn ends. Next up is your enemy. The turns always alternate, even if you're outnumbered. Despite being at full strength, the chieftain will do little damage because your shield builder has high armor. Now your Warhawk's turn. He appears to be out of range of these enemies, but all characters use willpower to boost their actions. Willpower is a limited resource, so use it wisely. By moving to the golden tiles, the unit can move further than usual at the cost of 1 willpower per gold tile. The red pulsing tiles beneath your enemy show how close you'll have to get into range. Okay. So how much willpower does he have? He has 8. Standard attacks only affect a single enemy, but your Warhawk has a special ability that gives him a unique advantage. Tempest. Ability description appears in the tools tips. The Warhawk's Tempest allows him to slam multiple enemies at once. This one, I guess. You made quick work of the chieftain's bodyguards. The only one enemy left. Players enter pillage mode. During pillage, each character moves in order, and there are no more guaranteed turns. Check the initiative to see how the order has changed. Your allies now get to attack twice in a row. If your character does not move on his turn, he rests to regain 1 willpower. The chieftain will rest this turn. Like the chieftain is some trouble, your shieldbringer won't be able to finish the job with a normal attack, but willpower can boost the damage. Okay. So Oh, I see. A little complicated, but I'll get the hang of it.
Like a rabid wolf, that one. How did it come to this? We fool ourselves believing that peace will last. My grandfather built all this from a poor fishing village, you know. He watched the gods die, watched the chaos that followed, watched man and var slaughter each other, even before the dreads arose. All we've done is traded one struggle for another. Now that there are no more dreads to war against, we war against ourselves. This chieftain meant to kill me, and he's not the first. A dozen families in the city would gladly take my chair. This one had men waylaying merchants, both north and south of the city, strangling trade quite well, I would add, though he denied it to his last. This sort of wolf doesn't stop biting because the head is cut off. It just grows a new head. I'm in a bad way, my friend. Help me finish this fight and I'll gladly send you on your way with double our king's tithe. Take any men you need. They're loyal, I promise you that. They will meet you down in the proving grounds.
Okay. Only the sun has stopped. You're approached by a familiar man who walks in step with you as you're leaving the Great Hall. He cuts to the chase. Eric Stewart of Strand. I manage the governor's business. Ubin, isn't it? What do you want? The governor tells me you'll be giving us a hand. What exactly did you have in mind? Skulfings that you didn't hack up the Great Hall scattered after you took out our chieftain. The governor just wants to make sure they stay down. Was hoping you'd join me at the marketplace by the docks. If there's anyone left to worry about, I know who can tell us. Okay? Okay. So that's the market. Okay. To the market. Let me handle this. You meander through rows of open-face houses and eroded stalls. Colored canvases flap in the briny current. One man in particular blanches as you approach. Hod, I'm not in the mood today. For what? Talking to an idiot. The Scathling's chieftain bled out about an hour ago, Hod. So when you tell me that rat anus the rest of them crawled back into, nobody's going to try and kill you this time. They don't talk to me. Hod, I had a change of heart. I hope you do give us a hard time. Hod sweats visibly, fumbling with some dirty trinkets on the table. Wait, just buy one of these. If anybody thinks I'm getting worked over every week, how am I supposed to know much? Just a little food money, yeah? Sure. Toss a sliver of silver on the table. Both men look at you in surprise. Hod gestures meekly at a variety of junk on the stall. Take what you like. Only thing I'd like is the name of a place. Nobleman up to the East Hall, but that was months ago, last I know. Hod sulks away with a wave of Eric's hand, gathering things from his hovel. Disappearing for a while until this blows over, you figure. Your bodyguard steps forward. Are we done here? Gnolf, you're wearing green back at the Green Hall. No, just bought while you were walking around. Why? Uh, they look good. I'm glad you care. Bidoff goes off to look for more stalls. Eric, that man of yours seemed unreliable at best. A blind dog wouldn't trust Hod, but he used to be skulfing. If they're licking their wounds, they're probably going to old haunts, not new ones. Nobleman is a mead hall. Best I could tell, the name's ironic. Listen, I know a guy who would love to put a few of these skulls in the ground. I'm going to find him. I'll meet you there. Shouldn't we have some kind of approach? What a luxury. Come on, you already mopped up worse today. Just make sure the governor remembers his promise. Double the usual tithe. I'll remind him. Okay, so I'm going to the meat house. Is this how many people I have? 32 Varl? Six renown. Great morale. I have 32 people, $100. Okay. Oh, I have 100 days of supplies. You arrive in front of what must be noblemen. A few minutes later, Eric appears with a weather-beaten man introduced as Velgard. I'll point them out, Eric says over his shoulder. Ready? Walking through the front door? They ran to the meat house, says Velgard. I'll be surprised if they can stand up straight right now. Okay, here we go. Velgard boots the front door open so hard it won't close again without repair. As you enter the hall, Eric is already at the head of the table, his axe drawn. Wide-eyed, drunken skulfings scrabble to find their own weapons, turning tables and mead stains in the process. I guess this is another fight. Okay. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 enemies versus us 4. Because apparently the main guy is not fighting. Ready. Let's walk over here, I guess. So I'll block damage to strength and armor for 1 round. Sure. Gives willpower to allies in range. Alright, let's get within range. I don't know what that means. We'll use a willpower to get close to this guy. Sure. I don't know what that means, but it can't be good. Nice. What the hell? Hey, what the hell? Uh... Alright, that takes care of him. Alright, this guy's gonna die. He's got 3 health left. We'll move him back. Okay. Alright. Alright. Yeah. Almost lost the guy on the first thing, but defeat an enemy with Raidmaster. Got a promotion. 9 renown. They are. Gods be damned, I've got to go wash this blood. Eric is looking out of the hall's windows onto the bay. A fleet of longships approach with sails of blood reds and blues. One banner I know well, Vagnor. Next, for Varl Klingship last we spoke. The other flag looks important. Yeah, important guests. See what I deal with all day long? Things make a little more sense. You hoped I'd have a stake in saying everything's fine here when the royal guests arrive. Not me, the governor. Now I have to make sure there's no rotting bodies or pools of entrails still in the Great Hall before they come by. One more favor to ask. What is it? If you happen to stall our guests down at the docks, I wouldn't object. Maybe I will. Eric and Vilgard hustle to the meat house. To his credit, Eric tosses the barkeep a spar of silver for the mess. You give an apologetic shrug and go to greet the new arrivals down at the docks. Okay. Wagner. A familiar Varl steps onto the docks. In your mind, you recall a much younger version trampling the halls of Grofheim, abundant in purpose. Gods, Ubin, you look ancient. Comes with being old, and if there is Wagner, there must be Hakan. Must there? Still bleeding tributes from the poor and stupid old yaks? At what age did you lose your sense of shame? Gorndir demands it. I'll take that over lingering to death in Grofheim. Speaking of, I had no sense that you were so far from home. Just returned from Arbirang, in fact. And glad for it. Hakan motions to the other ship on the bay, sails still fluttering. Golden wolf-head emblazoned on red. The king of men, or something on his behalf. The king's whelp. The king's son, Ludin. Don't you know Skrevnir? We visit his capital, he visits ours. It's how you make alliances these days. It's a miserable waste of time. Yes, Hakan has it. Hakan has it. I'd almost forgotten. It's a good thing you're around, Hakan. Then you're going to Grofheim? I have the distinct feeling I finished my business in Strand and was heading out there myself. We should caravan. We should. Give it a day. In better circumstances, I'd drink a week away, but let's just be done. Find me tomorrow at the gates. What he's trying to say is the prince is a delight to behold. Where's Mogr? Hakan, have him find a place to put up with the warriors. I'm heading up to meet the governor. A host of giants depart in his wake. You recognize a few, others are strangers to you. Guess I'm off to find Mogr. See you in the morning, Skrevnir. I'll be along. The young prince of men ambles from his ship. He brushes off his tunic, scanning the beach with low eyelids. Ludin looks for all the world the sort of boy who grew up pulling the legs from spiders. That's not good. The road back to Grofheim should be interesting more than most years, you think. Weariness suddenly settles in, and you chuckle to yourself about the odd day it has been. One of the governor's men in the great hall can find you a place to sleep. On the other hand, you can, if you're going to join Wagnir's caravan tomorrow, you might not hurt to share a drink with Hakan, or introduce yourself to the prince I spoke highly of. I don't know. I guess talk to the prince. Yeah. We'll do that next time. Maybe we can do both, but I might only be able to do one. But let's talk to the prince, Mr. Possibly pulls legs off of spiders. But we'll take care of that next time. As always, I want to thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a like, share, comment, and subscribe. been interesting so far. I like the combat. The art style is really interesting. So, have a good day, and take care.